So I'm picturing in Clown Warriors to make it like extra cool, right? There's the big bad, which is the ringleader.
Yeah.
There's got to be an even bigger bad.
Oh, yeah. There has to be something above, because there's always something above the bad. Mm-hmm. Or
That's
usually,
worse.
yeah. Like there something. It's often something with a goal, which how do I put this? Like it's at least the bad guy. If he won, there would be a society left.
Yeah.
But the guy above him, there'd be nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
And
like
then,
that's how bad the big bad is.
And the bad is driven more by like greed and like immediate.
Yeah,
things.
yeah, just real temporal, petty
And then
things, really, when you get down to it.
And then the big bad usually thinks whatever they're doing is the best thing to be doing, and you almost can sympathize with why they're doing it, but at the same time they're doing it.
Yeah.
They're doing a big bad thing.
Like the great big bad is it has a philosophy of like, yeah, clowns are bringing joy to the world, but joy is just a momentary. Like, joy only exists where pain and suffering exist.
Yeah.
Because joy is just a recognition that for a moment you were away from those things and you can't appreciate it without those other things. Wouldn't it be better if none of that was around?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be better if none of that existed?
If there was no joy, and then you would never understand suffering and pain.
If there was no joy, there'd be no suffering either.
So welcome to a universe of eternal pain and suffering. And you're like, oh no! No clowns! But I don't know what that would be.
Yeah, that's part of the mythos to be developed.
Whatever, like whatever, like, because circuses are pretty big deals, right? So whatever, like, other form of entertainment that would take away from the circus, or be in perhaps direct competition with it, maybe something themed after that. But I don't know what it would be. Or something like that, or maybe it is the great clown Giuseppe, and it's just like, Giuseppe, why are you doing this? And there's Giuseppe's like, I spent all my life trying to make people laugh, and I don't know, no.
Oh, just yeah, okay, because Giuseppe has that moment where he's the great clown Giuseppe, and he went to the doctor, and yeah exactly.
That could work.
Yeah, that moment.
That would be a thing.
Where Giuseppe realized he had no joy, and he's like, I bring joy to the world, but I get nothing. And then that sends him into a deep, deep, deep bout of depression.
Yeah.
And he comes out the other end. Well, that's getting a little bit into World of Warcraft, actually. The bad guy there, the ultimate bad guy, is named Sargeras. His job was originally he's a god, and his job was to go around killing demons and other such things which were threatening the order that the other gods were instilling in the universe. After a while, he's like, it's weird that these demons just keep popping up, right? Almost as if this is the natural order of things. Almost as if our work trying to bring order is actually against the natural order of the universe. And then he becomes, his skin splits and his body turns into molten rock. And he becomes the big demon Sargeras.
Dang.
Like, fuck it, let's just exterminate it all. Let's just stamp it all out.
So what's going on? You went to the desert where the sand is no longer moving.
It's no longer moving, and I mentioned that there's this pyramid right in the center, and I would come back there later. We're coming back there now. Now that we have that book, we're able to open up the paths into these lithographs. And the first of them is this pyramid, and this pyramid is a son of a bitch to go through. I sure hope I cut out most of it.
Oh, I see some spiky floors.
There are spiky floors, there's sand that pushes you around, snakes in the walls.
That was a cool little room, though. Like,
oh, it is a cool little room, yeah. I gotta eat this over like the next 2 days. It's so good, but I can't just eat it all right now.
I just destroyed it. I was like, yeah, this is tasty, and I better eat it all right now.
White snake, don't forget about our album.
Oh man, I have like a slight like lightheadedness just like coming down thinking of all the Clown Warrior goodness.
Me too. I have that same feeling right now. It's a good feeling. We just hammered out. We hammered out enough to get people excited, I think.
So go to patreon.com
Support CDP plays. Wait for it to transform into Clown Warriors.
Yeah. Fuck this YouTube and website stuff. We're gonna go straight Clown Warriors now. We just have to rearrange what CDP stands for. It's like clown.
Diphtheria, poison. I don't know. We'll workshop it.
But give us money for Clown Warriors. We gave you guys thousands of dollars a month, and all that you gave us was this, and it's just like a goofy drawing of a clown.
Not even a good one.
Like on a napkin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Ooh, look. Ooh. So how is Kryl? Is she good?
She is basically Galoof. Just she inherits all of his stuff. She has his level, all of his job skills. All of it. I think her stats are different. I think Galoof had more health and strength. I think she's more speed and maybe caster focused. I'm not certain. I mean, she does have more MP than Butts, so she certainly has more of a caster focus than him at least. But otherwise, she's almost exactly Galoof.
Where's what's her name?
Reyna.
Reyna. Poisoned again?
No, for one, she's not poisoned, actually. She gradually decreases HP. That's not good. But she was in the castle when Kryl and Butts left.
Okay.
And because she's used to being a princess, she was just hanging out there, whereas Farah got fed up and left. He came and found these two and started adventuring with them. And shortly after that, X-Death started sucking up all the cities in the world into the void, one of which was Tycoon Castle, and apparently took Reyna with it. So for all they know, Reyna's fucking dead.
I imagine, I'm like, is Reyna poisoned again? You're like, no, not this time. Then it cuts to Reyna, and there's like a plate of raw chicken, and she's just staring at it, and she's like looking around, and then she pokes it, and then sticks her finger like in her mouth, and just starts vomiting everywhere.
Basically, that's Reyna's life.
Cuts back to this.
Like, all of the poison warning labels in this world just have Reyna's face on them.
Oh man, so spooky.
I'm a breakdancing mummy. Thinking about the breakdancing mummy just got me thinking about the Hall of the Fallen. And it just goes on, like, toward the horizon line, right? Like, it just goes on and on and on.
Like, it doesn't make sense. Maybe it even has mirror.
Because it's clown. You think of, like, a clown car, right?
Yeah.
Like, how many can fit in there?
And it's a tiny shack until you get inside.
Until you get inside, and it just goes all the way down to the horizon line.
And where the great clown Giuseppe's wig is, it's one of those rooms full of mirrors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
What else happens at circuses? Let's see. There are trapeze people that's swinging around.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they come from like a cliff village where they all rappel and from ropes and just do acrobatics like crazy.
So the world, it's not like I cut the recording for a bit and then started recording again. But I just lost the recording of when I got to the top of the pyramid.
This is good.
Yeah.
I like that airship.
Yeah. Apologize to Jeremy.
Jeremy, how you been?
Yeah. So half the pyramid just isn't there. And it was an important bit because what had happened earlier is we landed the airship on this particular peninsula to go into the portal which led to the other world. And that portal is actually shaped like a dragon.
Oh.
And what happens is once you get that lithograph, that peninsula sinks into the ocean, and then Bahamut rises up from it.
Oh.
And he flies over, and he's like, sup, come find me on Dragon Mountain when you're ready. And then he just fucks off. And then the airship, because it's also a boat, just washes up the shore to the east of here. But yay, Reyna's not dead. The dragon got her out at the last moment.
A little bit of dragon poop just falls real quick, and the dragon's like, sorry.
Just a little bit.
I don't really control it. It just comes out.
We're not really all that majestic.
We poop a lot.
Except Regina? Reyna is apparently, what's the word? Possessed.
Ah. And they're like, what?
They're breakdancing poses.
Yeah. Yeah, what is Kryle doing? She's like, this is my pose.
They're just stuck in a jump kick
Yeah.
with their stumpy legs.
I like Ferris's pose the most.
Yeah.
I do like Butts's because it reminds me of Mega Man, but Ferris has it going on.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, X-Death, you just fucking cannot get away. Like, he's just...
No, he's everywhere. Reina, don't kill us. That's not a friendly thing to do.
Oh, I'm gonna do it.
Now you'll die slowly at the hands of your friend. X-Death, you don't sound very threatening, mate. Oh no.
Who's the Splinter of the Clown Warriors?
Splinter. Oh, because we were saying there needs to be like the older mentor, right?
Yeah.
Oh god, who is the Splinter?
I imagine...
I'm trying to think what an old... Maybe... Huh.
I don't know if this would fit for that character, but I'm thinking of a character who's basically like a janitor who's always sweeping up the mess after the clown, after the circus. Like, you know, just a real classic overalls, cap, and a big push broom.
Yeah.
And then there's got to be like
You know what? That would work, actually. That would work for that role, because that character... They have an excuse to always be around. Mm-hmm. Right? They have an excuse to always be in the room when other things are going down. So they have an excuse to be there for the other clowns to talk to, or the kids to talk to. And there are always hints that there's something more to them.
And just this meditative sweeping, just this real spiritual, like, sometimes you just gotta slow down and sweep the floor. Mm-hmm. And it's like, but the floor's not dirty. And he's like, that's because I'm always sweeping it.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, no. That's basically how the episode ends, right? With like one of the kids helping to sweep the floor for a bit.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, and there's something more to his background that we don't know about, and I think the Clown Warriors know about it. They just don't talk about it because that wouldn't be polite.
Whoa, what's going on?
So Reina was possessed by this naked lady, and the dragon sacrificed itself somehow to expel. This incredibly hot demon.
Whoa. And what is that tiny serpent that's like just covering up the boobs and stuff?
I don't know.
Look at that one on the bottom screaming.
I didn't notice that one until now. Holy shit.
I got the worst job.
Kind of the best job, really. I don't know. Depends on what time of day it is.
Depends on what you're into, I guess.
Yeah. I kind of like it. Yeah, whatever.
What's it called? Melusion?
Melusion, apparently.
Oh.
I don't know if she's based on anything. And what she did right there is she changed her elemental weakness. What sucks about this fight is you can only hurt her with elemental attacks. So all my physical elemental attacks and throwing shit at her. So my physical attacks, which is how my DPS are actually set up, are useless. And the only real damage I can do to her is to throw shurikens at her and have Kryle cast spells on her.
How do you know what weakness it is? Does it cast the opposite or something?
No, the only way you can do it is either through trial and error or to cast scan.
Oh, okay.
If you scan her, it will tell you what her new weakness is.
I really like how the Libra works in Final Fantasy 15. Like, I mean, it's maybe not the quickest thing, but it's better than, I don't know.
I prefer it to spending an entire turn.
Yeah.
I prefer it to spending an entire turn and having it fail.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
I learned a little while ago that there's actually a bug in Final Fantasy VII to where scan doesn't work on enemies above a certain HP threshold.
Oh, that's stupid.
And the HP threshold is only like 30,000, I think. So
if it fails, you're like, oh, I guess I'm in for at least 30,000.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get Brian in on Clown Warriors and see what he has to bring to it.
Oh,
see,
man.
he always has something completely different that I feel like I could never think of that he.
Yeah, Brian has a talent for coming up with shit. I don't mean shit as in like bad stuff. I mean just shit I would never think of.
So man,
like his week the week before last, where he went down to the racetracks.
Or in the Doctor Who script that we wrote, is the whole like junkyard and like
yeah
with the glass, like the
cut a man's balls off without him taking off his pants.
What the fuck, Brian? All those morning cigarettes and Red Bull.
they produce something.
We'll probably have to talk about Clown Warriors in the podcast a bit.
Fucking Clown Warriors. And the great thing is, because we're recording it, if someone out there was saucy enough to try and steal it and do something with the idea, we'd go, hey, we uploaded these videos on March 23rd.
Yeah, it's like there's a timestamp.
Yeah.
There's evidence on there.
So all of your work on Clown Warriors is now our work. Thanks for the head start.
Yeah, thanks for all these. And then we pull out a stack. We make a video of us like pulling out a stack of paper, reading stuff, and then just looking at the camera and ripping the paper in half slowly.
Because anybody who steals Clown Warriors, I feel, isn't going to understand Clown Warriors.
No. Anybody who understands Clown Warriors is like, you guys, you have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
This couldn't have come from anybody else. Build a team. Build the best Clown Warrior team.
That's not me jerking myself off. That's just me recognizing that Clown Warriors only comes from the specific minds that, said Clown Warriors in Jape, and then spent, an hour and a half hammering out the basics of this world, coming up with the various sects and different groups within this planet.
I imagine the clowns being very fluid and like very like like non-gender specific, and that being a whole thing that people are like, there's the show called Clown Warriors and everything is really gender fluid and non-specific. and you're like, okay, I want to watch that cartoon. That sounds good. Is there more to it than that? Well, yeah.
There's a lot. There's the main clown. He always says, stop clowning around, guys. It's funny. I know how it sounds when I say it, but it's funny when he says it.
So I feel like most people would hear this and be like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Where is that thing coming from?
It's tearing out. I think it's literally ripping apart the dimension.
And then Python is either gigantic and very far away near that lake,
or it's
a small, tiny puddle.
Yeah. Or it's just up in the air.
Yeah.
So the perspective is weird. Oh, fucking Clown Warriors. Clown Warriors from the people behind Doctor Who the best.
Oh my god. I can't wait till we do a read for that for a podcast.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be good.
I just want to wait till we have much more people listening.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say that's the podcast where you see the numbers just explode.
Yeah.
People are like, you gotta listen. No, please, you need to listen to this. Doctor Who fans get mad, and so they listen to it, and then they share it with their Doctor Who friends, so they can listen to it and get mad.
Mm-hmm. And then there are all the people who like Doctor Who, but can also take a joke. Yeah. And they love it.
And so they pass it to their friends.
And then there are all the people who don't know anything about Doctor Who, just like we didn't. Mm-hmm. And then they think it's funny because they're like, I don't know anything about Doctor Who, but this is funny. It's funny to think of a story about a Doctor Who script written with no prior knowledge to Doctor Who.
The only thing I knew about Doctor Who is that Doctor Who, is called the Doctor. He's not called Doctor Who, which is why I made a point of calling him Doctor Who throughout the script.
See, I didn't know that, so that's funny.
Yeah. B, there are things called Daleks, which look like trash cans.
I knew that.
And C, he periodically dies and comes back as a different person.
I think I kind of knew that. Yeah. I didn't know that there was anybody named Pond.
I don't even know if there is someone named Pond. I just remember a Penny Arcade script from a while back where in the first panel, Tycho has a fictional in-universe niece named Penny, I think.
Yeah.
And, no, Anne. But that's not important, so I shouldn't have said it at all. But there was a strip some years back where they're at Comic-Con, I think, and Tycho's at his desk where he signs autographs, and the panels are basically this niece demonstrating her cosplay to him. And the first panel, she's dressed as someone from Starfleet. And I'm like, okay, that's Star Trek, I get it. The next panel, she's dressed as Boba Fett. I'm like, okay, that's Star Wars. And then the next one, she's dressed as just some character I didn't recognize, but it says, hello, Pond. And I racked my mind, I'm like, okay, what are the three biggest references for geeks? What are the three biggest things? Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who. Because the first two are Star Trek and Star Wars, I'm going to take the logical leap and just assume there's a character named Pond in Doctor Who. Somewhere, some way, There's a character named Pond.
Because it's like, it's not a wizard, so that's out.
Yeah, I know Harry Potter. If it'd been anything from that, I would have gotten it. I feel like, and Doctor Who is one of the few huge gaps in my geek knowledge, where it could be one of, she could have been a character from one of any other properties, and even if it wasn't something that I was a huge fan of,
you probably get
airships going nuts.
Yeah.
I would probably get it. And like, well, this is a character I don't recognize, that I don't even...
Whoa, you guys are going around the world real fast.
Real fast. Turns out it's a really small world. It can't possibly sustain all this life. But, like, okay, this, just by deduction, this character is probably from Doctor Who. And if nothing else, Pond is a good name for a character.
Yeah, and that was all good. That was funny.
Yeah.
I can't... Yeah, once we're hitting, like... Once our podcast... I say once, like it's gonna happen. Yeah. It's gonna happen, damn it. But once our podcast is hitting like easily over 100 listens each time, I think then I'll be safe doing that.
Yeah,
but
that's a good idea.
I don't want to blow that cooldown on like our.
Yeah, don't use that in the first phase. Yeah. Save it for when the boss is going nuts.
Yeah. All right. So what's this hole all about?
I'm not supposed to fly into this hole yet, but this is the portal to the end of the game.
Ooh. What in the... Oh,
the
man.
end zone.
Imagine Clown Warrior cosplay in the future.
They'd just be clowns. But with obviously whatever our specific clowns are wearing.
It's just clowns. And then there'd be like the clowns in the trench coats and stuff.
And the hats.
Yeah, like that Dick Tracy kind of hat.
Yeah. Because the fucking Ninja Turtles do it and it always looks stupid. Because they have their big turtle backs, and it's like, you're not fooling anyone.
But then sometimes it looks real cool when it's like real like noir lighting. Like it's all like shadowy and like, why is this thing got such a big hump on its back? It's kind of creeping me out.
It's just like, you're a clown. You have on pancake makeup, a red nose, and a blue wig. So I think the rogue clown... He has this whole little side arc where he goes rogue and he's under the control of the ringmaster for a while, and so he has the black teardrop or the black star or whatever it is on his face.
Yeah.
And after he gets through that's gone. But like you said, he keeps it as a reminder. So I think he specifically pencils it back in every morning.
I imagine that his clown makeup is like more of a frown all the time because he's
exactly
that one.
Yeah, that's part of his character design. So now that we have the first lithograph, we can unlock 3 of these weapons. So the first one I get is the Masamune, because I found that I really like the samurai class in this game.
Yeah, it seems like Samurai Butts is kicking some ass.
Yeah, they're basically knights. I think they have a little bit less health than knights, but they can equip heavy armor, they can equip shields and all of that. The difference is that they're more useful, samurais are, because they can use throw gill, so that if you're willing to sacrifice money, you can just do a shitload of damage to a whole party of enemies for free. Well, except for the money cost, obviously. They can equip katanas instead of knight swords, which are comparable in strength. It's just a matter of what you have the most recent version of. And samurai can also occasionally catch incoming physical attacks.
Oh, catch them? What does that do?
It just means that it misses.
Oh, that's
cool.
Cool.
They have a specific animation for it so that you know they caught it instead of it just missing.
That's cool.
But it does mean that if you have them equipped with a shield, they'll sometimes block it, which is handy, but they also have a chance to also catch it and evade it from that angle.
Plus it looks cool.
It looks cool, outfit. Yeah, the samurais just look cool as well.
So you got Excalibur, you got Masamune, and you got the
Sasuke.
Ninja. Oh,
yeah, the first of the ninja daggers. I think the Sasuke. No, what does the Sasuke do? Like I said, all these weapons have specific secondary effects besides just having powerful attack power. Like you can see there, Jesus, 116 to 224.
Wow.
They all have specific secondary effects, but I can't remember what the Sasuke does. I think it might have something to do with evasion. I think it might give them a 25% evasion chance, actually. And then Masamune's secondary ability is you always go first.
What is this League of Weirdos?
These are the League of Weirdos that X-Death is in charge of. All these weirdos were locked away in the End Zone when the Void was initially sealed away by the old warriors, like the old 12 warriors,
Yeah.
and now X-Death opened up the void, and he's like, you work for me now.
Oh, you weirdos.
Yeah.
Except you're a little too weird.
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna go watch Clown Warriors.
I don't need this shit. I just want to see really cool clown battle animations, like
So do I.
like animal balloon, conjuring and control, like